I'm a little ashy, but that's okay.
Girl,
Hey, y'all.
welcome back to my channel. I said, hey, hey,
Welcome back to my channel.
hey, girl.
Hey, y'all. I'm Jasmine W. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now, y'all know I love to jump right in, but first, I must let you know if you're here and you haven't subscribed to my channel, baby, what are we doing?
And why are we doing it?
And why are we doing it? Hopefully you guys notice something a little bit different. I am using a camera today and not my iPhone. So I'm trying to take myself a little bit more seriously this year. So hopefully you notice the quality is a little bit better. Let me know what you think.
A little bit.
One thing I will say is sometimes I get comments about me not talking loudly when I do these videos, and it's because I'm doing them at night and my baby is asleep and my place isn't that big. So I do have to talk in my inside voice for these, but thank you for coming back. The last thing I'll say is if you are watching this and you are on the East Coast, you're in Philly, hell, you're even somewhere between Philly and New York, and you have a free Sunday, I'll be in Philly at the Helium Comedy Club in Philly on Sunday. It's an early show, so if you need to get back home, take a train, you'll be able to do that after the show. And don't complain about having to go to work the next day because the show is early. Okay?
Period. Get some sleep.
Click the link below for tickets. Okay? This is Ready to Love, the premiere part 2. I have my notes here. I watched it when I was in Dallas with my parents. So let's get into the people that we saw, okay? The first thing I will say is my dad really emphasized how this batch of women, and specifically women, were much, much better looking and better, I guess a better group in his opinion than the first group. I don't know. I can't really say that yet. I think both, all of the women in both groups were gorgeous, and most of them seemed like really great catches. But let's get into it.
Most of them, not all of them.
First, we have Maya, who is 30. She is the youngest woman in the group. The youngest women in the group always tend to have a little bit more interest from the men, so it was no surprise. Of course, absolutely, she's gorgeous and she seems really sweet, but she did have a lot of interest from the guys of the group. She works in healthcare. She's 30.
Because they like young women, and that's a big part.
Yeah, she was asking a lot of questions about the Nigerian guy, about his marriage. I thought that was interesting. I wrote down she seems sweet, and she was actually saved from elimination because she was listening to the men and she knew the most when it came to the quizzes in Nephew Tommy's Tabernacle Quiz Tavern, or Nephew Tommy's Tabernacle Trivia.
Trivia. Yeah.
Anyway, overall, she was gorgeous and sweet. Let's move on to the next person. Jonathan, he's 36. He works in recycling. It's so funny. I actually met a Nigerian guy who said that his family did something similar in Dallas some weeks ago. I wasn't particularly interested in him because he made a comment about my forehead, and that is a no-no for me.
Girl, what'd he say?
But it's just interesting. I'm like, they probably know each other. Anyway, Jonathan is 36. He has one child and he is divorced. He is tall and dark. The handsome part is debatable. I don't think he's bad looking, but
He not fine.
I don't know. I just feel like something about his appearance lacked a little bit of confidence to me. I don't know what it was. He just seemed like he didn't have as much confidence as I would expect a tall, dark guy to have. I don't know.
Look at his picture. Hell.
Anyway, he said during Nephew Tommy's Tabernacle Trivia that he lost himself trying to please his wife during his marriage.
Lies.
Liar, 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 pants on fire, fire, fire.
Period.
I've never heard of a man losing himself and losing his wife trying to please his wife. Never heard of that. Also, he likes to suck toes. I think y'all be lying. And I know what you're thinking, Jasmine, why would somebody lie about wanting to suck toes? I don't know why liars lie, like Cat Williams said. I don't know why liars lie. You have to ask them. But I find it hard to believe that you guys just like to go around sucking toes. I find it hard to believe because I've only had my toes sucked a handful of times.
Girl, how many? And who did it?
Anyway, let's move on to the next available person. We have Laylin, who was 40. She said she's looking for a man to wash her hair.
Girl, what?
And she carries a list with her in her pocket. This is the Sierra Leonean.
She need a hairstylist is what she need.
Gorgeous woman. I think my dad, when he saw her, he said, "Er?" And you know what? I would put Laylin in the same sort of category as far as type as my mother. So my dad seems to have a type here.
Pretty face, honey.
Anyway, I wrote down, my ex got me really reeled in one time when they washed my hair. And when you tell a man that you want your hair washed and they do it, protect yourself. Protect your mental.
Hide.
But I personally, me at my big age now, I'll be 35 in a few weeks. It's not something that I would ask a man to do now. If I want my hair washed, I will go to one of these Asian spas here in Los Angeles and get a nice 2-hour head wash, or I will go to the salon and get my hair done. I will not be asking my man to do it. Let me know what y'all think about that. I'm interested. I say it's just something I would not ask a man to do for me just because he doesn't have to do that for me. I don't know why. It's just not something that I require.
Or need.
And I think it's kind of silly that you would require it actually, but it is fun to talk about.
It's funny.
Let's move on to Patrice. I wrote down tattoos and sex toys. Patrice is the young lady who created or invented a sex toy. And everybody was acting so shocked. I was like, don't be prude. Like, that's how you become an entrepreneur. You see something you see a need for something and you can't find it, you invent it. I think that shows her, I really think it shows how smart she is, her tenacity, her ability to be an innovator. And I think that's something to really admire. And the fact that it was a sex toy, it's not a big deal
At all.
in my opinion. But everybody was kind of like, oh. And sometimes I can't stand the way people in Dallas in particularly act so prude. It's like, do you guys not engage in intimacy?
Nope, they Christian.
I'm curious. Anyway, let's move on to Vanessa. Vanessa's 35. She was previously married to a white man.
White.
And I wrote down he was probably racist because she seems traumatized and she's locked up now. And by locked up, I mean her hair. I said she went full, If she was asked to go skinny dipping right now, right here and now, she would not because she likes to be prepared and show up as her best self. I really feel her on that.
Yes.
I don't love surprises. I love to be prepared. I love to know what to expect. I love to be able to show up as my best self. So I really understood that from Vanessa. I wrote down that she needs to loosen up a bit. She seems really reserved and maybe she was nervous. Maybe she, this entire process I'm sure is like nerve-wracking. You're meeting 10 new people. You have cameras in your face. I'm sure she was nervous, but she does need to loosen up. I thought it was interesting. I think she asked one of the guys if he liked a sunrise or a sunset. And I was just joking with my dad about who cares? Like,
Literally.
They're one and the same. One's on the east, one's on the west, baby. Can we talk about something else? Like, I just thought that was one of the most boring questions that you could ask somebody. But you do learn a lot about them from, whether they're a morning person, a night owl, things like that. But I just thought it was a very boring question. My opinion. Anyway, we have Alonzo, who's 6'3", and he also had locks. I wrote down, I think he said that he was a closet freak, but I wrote down closet freak. He said he had a lot of fetishes.
I don't think he a closet freak. He out in the open freak.
He said, I guessed that he was the man who said that he wants to be able to give his wife something that he's not given any other woman.
Red flag.
And that is children, because he doesn't have any. I wrote down that is because Alonzo has probably given all of the women he's been with everything else.
Everything.
I kind of find that sentence disturbing. I don't think there's a problem with wanting to have kids with somebody you're married to, obviously, because, I am currently going through a divorce, and that's something that I always desired. But I think it's weird when somebody says, I wanted to be able to give my wife something or my husband something I couldn't give anybody else, and that's children.
It's just like icky. It's icky.
There are lots of things that you can give to your spouse that you don't give to other people.
A whole heap of things, actually.
Offspring is just one of the many things, I guess. I don't know. I just found it to be a bit weird. He said he likes thick thighs. I don't blame him. I heard they save lives. I wouldn't know anything about that.
You sure wouldn't.
And he said he has a foot fetish as well. I believe his a little bit more. He said he wants a woman who's a freak.
Who don't?
My dad was cracking up when I think one of the women asked Alonzo if he had any particulars when it came to feet, and he said size. And my dad said he's not sucking no big ass feet. He was talking about Alonzo, not himself. And he was crying laughing on the couch.
Crying
about Alonzo refusing to suck big ass feet.
In tears.
Childish. Let's move on to Chaz. He's a data manager. He's 47. I wrote down he looks good for 47. I personally thought that Chaz was the best looking guy out of this bunch. I thought he was good looking.
He was.
He said he doesn't have any children. He did lose a child at 6 months old, and I wrote down, I'm sure that was extremely traumatic. I cannot imagine, now that I have a child, a young child, losing my child. Like, that would be devastating to me. So just shout out to all the people who have lost a child. I personally know a few people who have lost young children, and it forever changed their lives. So I just want to just shout out anybody who that's happened to, because I know you're probably still dealing with that, because it's something you're always going to deal with. So just shout out to you guys who have lost a child. I was wondering if Chaz has gone to therapy or considered therapy after that. Chaz is the guy who said that he doesn't like women who wear too much makeup because they look like Muppets, but he connected with the one who looked like the Muppet the most.
Exactly.
She looked like Miss Piggy. And it's no shade to like nothing except for she had big lashes on and blonde hair. And she was light skinned. So she was given very much Miss Piggy realness.
Ooh!
I
no
don't
shade.
understand. Sometimes this is what we mean when we say, guys, you say things you don't like, but you are attracted to it. What's up with that? You like it. Apparently you like it.
You love it.
Even she was like, ooh, not me having big lashes and makeup on looking like a Muppet.
She clocked herself.
He also said he likes women who are well endowed. So, I'm going to save the person who got eliminated for last. Oh, this is Lamon, or whatever his name was. I can't remember his name, but he's 42. It was a guy. He's a DJ and a coach. He said he's divorced and spontaneous. He asked about the nude beach on the first date, and he said he enjoys threesomes, sex toys, and he's a freak. Do we see a common thread with these single guys who are on this show?
They freaks.
They're freaks.
Freak.
They're freak in the
nasty.
streets and freak in the sheets. They're nasty. Miss Jackson, if you're nasty. They're promiscuous. What do y'all think about that? Comment below.
Freak nasty. Lick on my hands and okay.
We have Rashina, 38. She's a salon owner. This is the Muppet. It's no shade. It's no shade. Because I think she's a gorgeous woman. I thought she was really cute. Anyway, she said she likes beards, the bearded guy. She said she has two young boys, and she's divorced. She was shocked at the sex toy stuff. You know, she was a big prude. And she said she believes in enhancing her beauty. You know what? I'm a big advocate for enhancing your beauty. I love to enhance my beauty. I love my lash extensions. I love a good weave every now and then. You know what I mean? I have on my page a video on my YouTube here about how I get a little Botox every now and then. Haven't gotten it in a while, as you can tell. I'm for people enhancing their beauty as long as you do it with a very light hand. You know, that's just my opinion.
Be cautious now, or you end up looking like a Muppet.
Anyway, she said she's not good at dating. And one of the guys asked her how she likes intimacy. She said sensual, slow, and nasty. Here, another freak, honey. The freaks come out at night, I guess, or they come out on OWN, I guess. I don't know.
On OWN.
Lastly, we have Patricia, the beautiful dark-skinned woman who's 35 and worked in tech. She says she likes intimacy to be sensual, slow, and gentle. I wrote down she's too hurt. She ultimately got eliminated because, you know what? I think what it was is she didn't seem very optimistic. And I think that one thing that I have learned is guys get turned off very quickly by someone who's not optimistic.
It's true.
They perceive that as negativity, as bitterness.
I perceive it as negativity.
I don't think I've ever heard a guy say, wow, she's been really hurt. I would love to be the person who come along and turned her perception of romance and everything around. No. They think, ooh, somebody bitter. Ooh, y'all remember Lucy? Ooh. So it's really important for your own mental health, for your own self, I believe, and for dating to be optimistic. Because honestly, it's not just guys, but I don't think anybody likes to be around somebody who's just constantly speaking negativity, or it's just kind of negative. You know, they don't have a positive outlook ever, especially like when you're first meeting them. You know what I mean? We all have moments where we feel down and we don't feel optimistic, but yeah, for that to be your first impression, I think that's probably where she kind of maybe went wrong there. Anyway, let me know who y'all think the most attractive guy from this episode is, episode 2. And I can't wait to see your comments. How much time did this take?
20 minutes.
20 minutes. Honey, it don't take long for me. All right, bye.
Bye.